In this video, I'm going to explain to you why I think Terra Luna Classic could actually hit 2.5 cents. In my opinion, a best case scenario for Terra Luna Classic would make history. And that's why I think we need to look at another example that made history, Dogecoin. If we take a look at Dogecoin, you guys can see, and this is obviously a well-known token, but if we look at market cap historically, back in the big run-up of Dogecoin, you can see had an insane spike. If we actually zoom in on that insane spike here, we'll be able to tell that this ended up having a market cap of close to almost $90 billion at the peak. Now, of course, right now we're in a bear market, and a lot of people forget this when they compare the future potential of Terra Luna Classic. In a bear market, of course, the potential is capped of what we could see. However, if we end up going into a major bull market, where maybe we set some new all-time highs on Bitcoin and Ethereum, there definitely is a potential for another massive coin to come up out of the ashes, and I believe that could be Terra Luna Classic. We actually go ahead and look at this historical high of Dogecoin and compare that to a couple other things. We're going to see something amazing. First off, let's look at Terra Luna Classic. Right now, Terra Luna Classic is right about a $3 billion market cap. That means that if we were able to hit this 90 billion market cap potentially, that'd be a 30x from where we are right now. Something else very interesting happens if we pull up, let's take Ethereum as an example, and we look at when was the peak of Ethereum versus the peak of Dogecoin. So you guys can see the peak of Dogecoin was May 7th, 2021. What was Ethereum like back then? Well, if we actually zoom out here, let's go to 2021. So we can see right here, the peak for Ethereum was about $4,900 on November 8th. However, in May, we ended up seeing a peak on May 11th of about $4,000. But if we zoom in even more, something really interesting comes up. We zoom in on May 7th, May 8th, right in this range, we were under $4,000 when Dogecoin ended up peaking. So Dogecoin ended up peaking not at the same time as the overall market. And I think that's very important to highlight. If Dogecoin actually peaked when the rest of the market peaked, we could have seen an extra 40% run up potentially. This means that our quote unquote peak potential of a meme coin or a rise up from the ashes coin could be potentially around $120 billion of market cap. And you might think that's absolutely ridiculous. There's no way that could happen, but let's take a look at a couple examples here. First off, Ethereum. Back at the peak, Ethereum saw numbers over $200 billion. Now, of course, this is not going to be Ethereum. This is something else entirely. So let's look at another coin, XRP. If we scroll down and look at XRP and we go back to the big peak that this had. So we got to zoom all the way out. The biggest peak for XRP was back in 2018. So let's zoom in on that real quick here, and you guys can see what I'm talking about with this market cap potential. So if we go over to market cap, we're able to see right here that XRP in 2018 peaked at $130 billion market cap. Now this potential for Terra Luna Classic, of course, does rely on a bull market scenario. However, if we end up setting new all-time highs, let's say Ethereum goes to $10,000 or something like that, we could see Terra Luna Classic go past these numbers that we've seen historically for other big rise up from the ashes tokens or meme tokens. Stop right there. The vast majority of you are not subscribed and don't have your notification bells turned on. Do that right now so you don't miss another video just like this. So I ended up plugging these numbers into my Terra Luna Classic burn calculator, and if you guys want this spreadsheet, by the way, just use the link in the description down below and you can get access to this. But I ended up entering the average volume. So I said, hey, next 3 months right here, probably not going to break out into a bull market. I think it's extremely unlikely. So I think volume is going to stay pretty consistent to what we've been seeing recently, about that $1 to $2 billion of volume range. However, as we start to look out a little bit further, that 3 to 6 month range, I think there is a potential where we end up seeing insane volume numbers like we've seen historically in some other tokens, where we do potentially break out into a bull market. Now you might be saying $5 billion of volume, that would be impossible, but actually it's not. If we hop back over here to Dogecoin, we can see back when Dogecoin peaked, look at these volume numbers, peaked at $30 billion of single day volume. And there's a lot of other days as well where you can see over $10 billion of volume. That's why I'm saying a 5 billion volume number is not that insane. Now, of course, this is a super optimistic scenario, and we need a perfect storm in a sense, a lot of things to go right to make this possible, but it could happen. Now, taking these potentials into account, I said, hey, over the next 3 months, maybe we'll peak at a 10 billion market cap. We're not going to go too insane, but we definitely could set some new thresholds and pass up Shiba Inu and a couple other tokens. However, when we look at a 6-month threshold, again, this is, of course, assuming that we break out into a bull market. I do think we could have a potential, and it's not a great potential, but there's a potential here of breaking out over $100 billion of market cap. Well, what would that do for the token price? First off, we could see our token price go up quite a bit, almost 300% over the next 3 months. And then if we look close to 6 months out, if we do hit that extreme bull market like I'm hoping, we could see prices as high as 2.5 cents or just over 2.5 cents with over a 5,000% gain in the next 6 months. Something else I want to highlight is this doesn't rely on 99% of tokens being burned. A lot of other people are talking about we need to burn 99% of tokens for us to hit some kind of insane pricing. And while that is a potential way to do it, it's not necessary. You can see right here, right, I only have us burning 24% of tokens and then 33% of tokens. So we do have to burn a substantial amount, but it doesn't have to be something crazy like 99% for us to see some insane price movements. Now, if we do want to go to something like $1, we definitely would need to burn closer to over 90% of the total circulating supply. Now, this of course would require a perfect storm scenario. We would need to see the average volume go through the roof. We'd also need to see our market cap go insane. That's why I'm glad that I'm staking my Terra Luna Classic to earn some insane yields. And if you're not already staking your tokens, be sure to do that right before the 1.2% burn tax hits, and you end up paying a tax to stake your tokens. If you want to learn how to do that, check out this video up here.